Yeah, it's random. So I've been watching the Winter Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I honestly think it's okay at best. Honestly, I don't know why I'm like this. Cause when I found out that Marvel was gonna put out a bunch of shows, I was like, oh great, they're gonna milk it to all hell, and they're gonna be mediocre. Well, I was right. Apparently, WandaVision was mediocre, like I said. I only saw some reviews of it. It didn't really get my attention because it seemed like fan service and not action, and I'm more of an action type of man. And, and I was pretty hyped for the Falcon and the Soldier. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I can't speak English today. Cuando era todo esto en español. But anyway, so, honestly, my favorite character so far has to be Sam's sister, Sarah. She seems like the most well grounded person in the whole show. And one of the things that I like is that they're showing what happened during the events after Infinity War. Like, after Infinity War, before Endgame, which I kind of like. Because they're showing how people were during those times. But now we're gonna go to all the things I hate, and there are a lot. First things first, I think that Captain America should have passed the shield on to Bucky. He's way stronger, he's more experienced, and and their childhood friends, so it doesn't make much sense to me why he would give it to Sam. But anyway, now that you're all done calling me a racist for not wanting another black villain, here's the rest of it. So, in one of the episodes, I think it was episode 5, this villain, the main antagonist of this manga, was called Carly, and she was pretty mad because the orphanage where they were based, their current base, which was an orphanage, got closed down. And she was like, "I just want to be a citizen of this damn planet." She's seriously surprised that the government acted the way a government was gonna act. Like, no shit where they're gonna close down a fucking orphanage because it was believed. No, they had evidence that it was housing a bunch of terrorists. And that's what the flag smashers are, a terrorist. They want to say, hey, the people who were left by in the blimp were just as important as the people who came back from the blimp, and if not more important. But no, no, no. Instead of putting out her message in a peaceful way, she's doing fucking terrorism. And one thing that I don't understand, does Flag Smashers have allies everywhere? So they could have easily have got on a base anywhere there wasn't an orphanage. Hell, we even see this in one episode where they're being housed by a man and his wife out of nowhere, out of the kindness of their heart, but yet they choose to get a base in an orphanage. And when the government finds out, they're gonna do what the government does: shut down a base of a terrorist. And now in that Marvel world, there's a bunch of children that are either on the streets starving or are in going through the family care system. Yeah, child protective services, which I honestly pray for imaginary children that don't exist. But yeah, that's a few nitpicks I have. Oh, one more thing. I really hate the new Captain America, John Walker, because keep in mind this guy has 3 Medal of Honors, and that's the highest rank that you can get. The highest award you can get in the U.S. military. Having 3 fucking Medals of Honor, that man behaves with no pain. That man is impatient, irrational, and is so bratty. It's like a spoiled kid having a mental breakdown in the supermarket. That's how agonizing it is. When Falcon and the Winter Soldier were closing down on Carly, all he had to do was wait, formulate a plan, and something. He couldn't behave rationally. He couldn't behave irrationally, and he could have been stupid. In his time in the army, he had to learn this in his first tour. No, he had to learn this at the first time he ever went to the army. Honestly, that's one thing I do not understand. And honestly, it's just appalling to me. Though, why would they give him such a high rank, and why would they make him Captain America? And why would they give them three Medal of Honors, honestly? Why would you give someone who has no patience whatsoever 3 Medals of Honor? Did he just like win them in the cereal box? Like, oh, I'm eating Cheerios. Oh, what the fuck? I got 3 medals of honor. Guess I'm the new Captain America. I mean, seriously, Jesus. And seriously, Sam surprised that they were gonna put some dude that the government was gonna place a Captain America. Yes, that's what the government does. Jesus Christ. Okay, I just finished watching the last episode of the Winter Soldier and Captain America. Yeah, that's what it's called now. And honestly, I'm gonna judge. Now we're gonna talk about the politics, because everything now has to be for social justice warriors, even though they barely, even though social justice warrior barely make an impact on movie sales. Now, I would take the the Black Lives Matter stuff in the show way more seriously if Disney didn't shrink down John Boyega in the Star Wars posters in China, and if they didn't take and if they didn't film Mulan in a concentration camp. Oh, and if they didn't, side with China when it came to the whole CCP fiasco. What I'm saying is that I would take the Black Lives Matter stuff in the show way more seriously if I felt that it was genuine. And since I think it's not, then I'm not going to take it seriously. But overall, yeah, everything has to have politics now, here in this. And honestly, but I want to say something good about the show. The fights were okay, I guess. Like, there were very few fights in the show. Like, one of the fights was between Walker, the Winter Soldier, and Sam, which I guess was pretty cool. And then there were a bunch more fights between the Flag Smashers. And then Sharon became my favorite character in the last episode because she killed Carly. God, that made me so happy. I don't know why. But it was mostly because I thought Carly was being stupid because A, she didn't want to label herself a terrorist, even though she was literally doing terrorist acts. Now this is gonna sound cheesy from me, but you wanna know why most of the feminists and the black people parades were successful when they were asking for rights? It's because they were doing it peacefully. Because they knew if they were wreaking havoc around the city, they were going to show people that women and black people were nothing but brainless monsters. So, in order for people to believe in their cause, they protested peacefully. But what does Carly do when she commands the Flag Smashers? Terrorist acts. She blew up a building of people that didn't agree with her philosophy, and she was gonna kidnap a bunch of senators because they're gonna put in a vote to basically move people somewhere else. And honestly, and the whole point of the Flag Smashers for me is pretty stupid because at the beginning of the Flag Smasher, we understand their philosophy. They're basically there to say, hey, the people who were left out by the blip, that's what they call the whole snap thing, are just as important as the people who came back. And they're right. But during those 5 years, they closed down borders and they helped each other out, meaning that the situation wasn't nearly as bad. But when people came back, they obviously needed stuff to, get them back on track and get the people back to their respective homes and jobs. That's why we see more or less a charity in Spider-Man Homecoming, because that's what's needed in order to help people get back together in their life. But no, they say, oh, those people are worthless. The people who were left behind are the shit. Overall, I'll give the show, I get 6 out of 10. And when I first heard of the show, I thought it was gonna be like a buddy cop type of thing, and that's more or less what came on. Like, oh, that's my partner, I don't fucking like him. Oh, that's my partner, yeah, fuck you too. And then the plot progresses, they have to fight the evil bad guy, and they become best friends. And that's basically what happened between Bucky and Sam. But overall, I guess some of the action was okay, but there could have been more action. And yeah, I guess about it. 7 out of 10 for me on a good day.